This one needs orangey. My bad. My bad. Oopsie. Excuse me. Oh, it's probably loud. It's loud in my ear. Oh, I got a spider bite last night. It sucks. Alright. I just sit here sometimes and doodle and whatnot. I like really bright colors a lot. The game that I always like to play too is like, well, I'm doodling, and I'll do this like if I'm hanging out with people or listening to music or whatever, but and whoever's around I ask, like, okay, what does this look like to you? And it's fun. It's almost like an ink blot thing. I couldn't draw a straight line just a few years ago, and one of the things that I decided I wanted to do is anything that I was afraid of, that I felt could ever hold me back in my person. Better, it's easier said than done, right? But at least challenging my perceptions of what I feared or what I thought I couldn't do. just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit there and keep drawing lines over and over and over again. And then I've always had an affinity to this little shape right here. It's like, I don't know. It just makes me happy. Like, when I can't think of anything or just nothing comes to mind, I'll just go, and then I'll add, some depth to it or whatever. Not like I know what I'm doing. It's just how I talk to myself, trying to figure out what I'm actually doing. And finding some semblance of structure. Just following what comes next. That's how I started drawing like trees and stuff. I don't think I posted many of those. I probably should. Because if you think about the concept of trees, jeez, it's pretty amazing because, like, they're always growing. And it flows, right? They're never just straight up, right? I mean, I guess certain species maybe. But they're usually just like, sure, they'll start with some lines or whatever, but they have history, right? The history is like what makes a tree a tree. Watch, it's gonna come out looking like an alien. But it grows like we do, right? And I need to check it out because I don't remember. But I saw somebody mention that trees only grow upwards. But I'm pretty sure they go up and down, right? Because the roots continue. But I'm not an expert, so if anybody knows, that would be amazing. I just haven't had the time yet. But I spend all the time, even when my wife and I are driving around, wherever we are, I'm drawing or sketching in the car. It's relaxing. It helps with my social anxiety as well, which I get a lot of at times. Sometimes it's better than others. And I think one of the best things I learned from learning a lot about dialectic behavioral therapy is coloring is great and will help you let go of stuff while you're processing, because it's such, well, for me anyways, it was such a good way, processing stuff that you get through, right? For anybody that's, got issues from work, parents, life. But yeah, no, being creative is such an amazing outlet. I'm sad that we don't spend more resources in that type of therapy, bridging music and bridging art and the interconnectivity of it all, which goes into architecture and how we build things, and I won't get too deep, sorry. It's almost like a brain. I have no idea how to draw a brain, but change pens now. Let's see. The fun part of this too is I generally can only tell up to a certain type of shade of whatever color is going to come up, and when I do it this way, or with different lights, which is, for me, it's exciting because you never even know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates, or life is like a bowl full of cherries, if anybody's seen that movie. I prefer that one. It's pretty funny. Oh, if anybody wants to hear my custom sound, if anybody subscribes, especially if you're a Muppet fan, you're welcome. Just saying. It made me happy. Behind, whatever. What I like to do is think about, where do I start? And I'm not good at that. I don't like consistently doing the same thing over again. In general. So sometimes another thing I do is just do random little, and again. I mean, this helps me to be expressive without any pressure of excuse me, having to well, create and be locked into something, right? I feel like it just, for me, this helps to teach me fluidity. Because a state in which we perceive might not actually be the state of perception for, well, everyone else. I think that's been a hard lesson to understand and learn. And with every line, a new dimension's created, right? Is what it feels like. Or can be created. Right? I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense now. This one might. Oh, no, it's not out yet. Gel pens. They're amazing. Sometimes that works. Not this time. I have some alcohol too, and dipping it in that works sometimes. Oh, hey. I've spent so much time experimenting. Yeah. I never know where it's going to lead me back, but it always comes back together. It's almost like interconnectivity creates something different. Like, I mean, no matter what we have in front of us, what I've learned so far too, man, it's a way to figure out what the next thing to do is. Meaning, like, for me it's meditative, right? Sorry, I communicate in my own way sometimes. And this is also helping me to be a lot more expressive, interpersonally as well. If I didn't have this type of outlet, or a few of the others that I have, Man, it would have been so much harder um, with all the different changes that are going on around everywhere, right? Yes, I'm a weirdo, but hey, I like finger painting. dot. Connect the dots, red bears. Anyways. Oh. Almost looks like an angry little eye. Huh. Maybe a fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy in the deep ocean. Where the heck is that from? Hey. Excuse me. I don't know what it was there. Okay. Never do. Eventually I want to get, get to a point where I can create an experience from, at least myself, to where I can start with the background and let it unfold into what's going to be on the foreground, because out of all the things that I've seen and the different, seen meaning, watch other people and how they do things and stuff, and try to figure out how I can try to get what's just in me, because I don't feel like these are innately accessible in my brain. I'm just doing things as it feels good, or I need to have as an outlet. And instead of only scribbling, I decided to try and at least make something different. And I've always liked really abstract things. And it's funny, like, as I've gone through various types of changes in my life where I've had to adapt, I've always had very different things pop up that I would kind of doodle. I remember this one was a really big one. Let's see. A little girl in my, I don't know if it was 2nd, 3rd, or 4th grade class back in Salinas, sat with me, because everybody thought I was stupid, and really dumb. And, I mean, it's cool. I think I am in a lot of things. Directions are challenging. But anyways, she sat there, and I always had detention too, she got bad at me. Excuse me. And she sat there and taught me how to do these little flowers, because I had really bad coordination in general anyways. was just kind of cool. And I started seeing also at that time, like, how things really connected. There's always an element of randomness and chaos, right? And I wanted to embrace it. It was like that guy, that one artist that I don't remember what he developed, but he was in school for art and everything, and his dreams were about to shatter. But it's one of the conditions where, you can't stop shaking. So he started using that as a tool to go with it. And oh my goodness, and it's just, he uses dots everywhere to create these things. And that's how he started, and he has so much more. Oh my god. I'll post about it if I can find his information. Unless anyone knows offhand. And I used to always be challenged with dimensions and things like that, especially on paper. And I wanted to expand my personal visibility, I guess, or not visibility, but how I could see things on paper differently. So I've been trying to toy with, I started like simple boxes and stuff. I remember doing that in, this is totally off though. Don't mind me. I don't even remember. It was in grade school though. And I really couldn't get the concepts. I would get lost in department stores, and look for my mom and freak out. I've always been a wanderer that way. Curiosity. And then I also took a bunch of lessons from life too, because like I would just tear up a piece of paper if it drew squiggly or like how it, yeah. And now I see what can I create with that? How can I make that look like more appealing or pretty? Or like something interesting, I guess. And then I think, like, how can I use that as a foundation or a mold or a frame? And try to associate that frame and the muscle memory, right, with other objects, so it will help me to remember, if I wanted to try and do it again, intentionally. And I mean, I think I make these pretty intentional in a way. I'm doing it. Nobody's controlling me or anything, but that I know of. I'm not in the Neuralink program, so I'm pretty sure not. Just kidding. see what I got over here. Oh, got a little green. Let's see. Yeah, that's fun. Alright, that was the little side. Oh, whatever. On the side. Hold up, hit my reach. Looking for. Excuse me. These. Yeah, I'm not organized, my bad. My doggy is wanting me to come to bed, apparently. He's all, oh, oh. It's a bit green. The only thing I don't like about these, and I keep saying it, they fall out pretty easy from these curl, twisty things. Blah, blah, blah. Oopsies. I promise this is gonna be cool. Okay. Now, I'm gonna end my stream, but I'm going to post this after I stick it under my UV light, and I'm pretty excited to see how it turns out. And if you see anything that looks interesting or pops out, or more of what I should do or shouldn't do. I love feedback, or any tips, because I am just tinkering around. That's what I do. I learn, I wander, I tinker, and I try to share what I learn. Anyways, have a good night, and if anybody, is out there and enjoyed any of this, thank you for watching, and